Welcome to the kitchen. Today we're going to make a chicken pot pie. This was a request from one of my students, so we are honoring that request and we're going to make a beautiful chicken pot pie. We have our chicken and then our Yukon Gold Potatoes, which I've already peeled and they're sitting in cold water so they don't brown. Our onions have already been chopped, our celery is chopped, our carrots ready to go. These are these beautiful baby Bella mushrooms and we're going to slice those up. We are going to put in some frozen peas and we're topping it with a beautiful puff pastry. So let me finish getting everything mise en place. We also have to cut up our chicken breasts and then I'll show you how to make it. I have our pan on medium high and I'm going to add in our 2 tablespoons of olive oil and then we're going to saute our onions first. So we're going to let the olive oil heat up and just rotate the pan so it covers the bottom. So we're going to cook those until they become translucent. Onions are translucent and soon you can even see they're beginning to get a little golden brown. Now we're going to add our carrots. The carrots take a while to cook, so we're going to put those in and get those cooking until they're tender. And last we'll add in our celery. Add in your celery and continue to cook. I've removed the carrot, onion, and celery from our pan, so there's still a bit of olive oil on the bottom. And now I'm melting our 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to add in our sliced baby Bella. Yes, mushrooms.
Lots of mushrooms.
You like mushrooms?
Oh, forgot pork. Oh.
Okay, I'll get them all. Our mushrooms have cooked, and all of the liquid has evaporated. So now we're going to stop cooking on this, and we're just going to add it to our bowl and remove them, and then we can start sauteing our chicken. I'm going to continue to use the same pot. I'm just going to add a little bit more olive oil though, just like another tablespoon. And then it's still hot from the mushrooms, so we're just going to add our chicken in right away. Okay? Please, thank you. My assistant is helping me today. All right, now we're just going to stir our chicken and cook it until it's lightly brown. Once you've got a nice golden brown color on your chicken, then you're going to remove that. And we're going to use the same pot to make our bechamel in. Here's our beautiful aromatic thyme. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pull the leaves right off of the stalk and measure that out. And we need 2 tablespoons of all of these leaves. I'm going to start the bechamel now. So I have 4 tablespoons of butter, 4 tablespoons of flour, and 3 cups of milk. I'm reserving 1 cup of milk to add later. I start the bechamel by melting the butter in the pot, and I'm using the same pot that I used to saute all of our carrots, celery, onions, mushrooms, and chicken. All those flavors will be in our sauce. So on medium heat, we're going to add in the butter and melt it, and then add in the flour and stir it for 2 minutes to cook. Our flour and butter have been cooking for 2 minutes. Now, if you notice at the bottom of the pan, I've been scraping off the frond, which are all those flavorings that we cooked in here. If you would like a pure white bechamel, start with a clean pan, okay? Now I'm gonna add in our 2 cups of milk. And we're gonna bring that to a boil and stir it continuously for 2 minutes. And that flour is gonna cook and thicken our milk. And I'll stir this for 2 minutes, okay? Here is our beautiful bechamel. It's got nice and thick, and now we're going to add in our ½ teaspoon of salt. That's just regular table salt. If you want to do kosher salt, that's fine. I usually prefer kosher salt myself. And here is our chopped thyme, loosely 2 tablespoons. Add that in. Oh, it smells amazing already. Wow. Here is our bechamel, and it's really thickened up, but we're going to add in all of our stuff now, and then I have that remaining 1 cup of milk because I'm going to use that to thin it out. And I might not use the whole entire cup, so we'll just do it by eye. We're going to add in our parboiled potatoes and our 7 ounces of beautiful green peas. That looks phenomenal, doesn't it? Amazing. So excited. All right, so yes, I do need a lot of milk. So I'm gonna add that whole cup. The whole cup, okay? And stir all that together. Oh, I can't wait to try it. Here is our finished chicken pot pie filling, and I'm gonna use this baking dish, this cute little baking dish. This is good for 2 servings, and do it that way. If you have individual little baking dishes at home, you can do that, or this entire amount can go into a 9x13 lasagna size baking pan. But for today, we're just gonna do this, and I'm just gonna ladle it in, and then we're gonna top it with some puff pastry. Here's our puff pastry. It's been sitting out and come to room temperature so I can unfold it easily. It's folded over into thirds. And if you don't let it wait, when you try to unfold it, it will crack and then it'll pretty much ruin it. So do be patient and let that rest. This is our Pepperidge Farm puff pastry. Of course, if you have all the time in the world, you can make your own fresh puff pastry, but most people don't have that time. So by all means, use the Pepperidge Farm puff pastry. So this is pretty good, and what we can do, let's say if we were doing this in the hotel pan, we could roll it so it gets a bit thinner and we cover the whole hotel pan. But since we're doing this small individual one, we just want to make sure we cut a piece big enough to cover others. Now, we could do a round, but I like to do a square overlapping, and then it'll puff up and you'll get a lot of crust. So I'm just going to cut a square big enough to cover the top. There we go, we have our beautiful puff pastry draped over the edge, and now we need to brush it with a little egg wash. Egg wash is 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of water, and a pinch of salt. And we're just gonna brush this right onto the puff pastry to give it that beautiful golden brown color. As soon as we get that completely covered, we're gonna put it into a 400-degree oven. The high heat is gonna help make the layers puff up. This is a laminated dough, which means there's layers of butter and flour. And when the water inside the butter heats up and becomes steam, it helps it puff up. Here is our gorgeous chicken pot pie, fresh out of the oven, glorious golden color. Cannot wait to dig in. There we go, let's break in. This is probably good for 2 people, this size. And if you have small individual baking dishes at home, then you could make an individual one. I just don't have one here in the kitchen at the school. But, oh, look at that. So nice. I cannot wait to taste this. That was absolutely delicious. Oh, it is so good. And this just brings me right back to my childhood. My mother always made us a chicken pot pie whenever she went out to dinner with my father. And this just brings me back to growing up, my brother and I sharing the chicken pot pie. Oh, this is absolutely wonderful. Please do try it at home and enjoy. The recipe cards are at the end of the video, and please don't forget, check out more of our video demonstrations on our YouTube channel, Chef Victoria Love. For more recipe demonstrations, please click like and subscribe to Chef Victoria Loves YouTube channel and have fun in the kitchen. Thank you.